I want to start off, first of all, by just quoting the wonderful and illustrious David Ulrich, who said that the war for talent has actually shifted. Now we're talking about the war for the correct or the right talent. And I think that's quite a powerful starting statement. The talent is there. The challenge that we all have, if you're an HR practitioner, a business leader, or in fact, if you consider yourself to be talent, the challenge is, are you the right talent? Meaning, what is needed at this moment? You know, the funny thing about talent in organizations, in my experience over the last 32 years that I've been working, the frightening thing about it is that today you're talent, and tomorrow the game has shifted, and you're actually no longer talent. Today you're talent because the leadership today in the organization thinks you're talent. And tomorrow there's a new leadership. And quite frankly, they don't think you've got anything to add. And so I want to start off by saying that the challenge for me is saying, what is this thing called talent? Because I'm not sure over 32 years of working, I've been able to identify it. And listen, I don't believe that any of the academics clearly can. I'm dying to read your book. Because I want to see what exactly it says about, so what is talent? Because I think it's a shifting measure. And that's what makes this whole area so interesting and so challenging. That we don't really know what this talent is. It depends on the individuals, depends on the business at the time, depends on the economy. There's so many variables. And someday, and I'm sure a lot of you sitting here have had that experience, where you thought you were on the road, in the talent pool, and suddenly things changed. And boy, did you get a shock. Let me also confess to you, it has happened to me as well. And I think it's happened to a lot of us around here. So that's the first. Second thing that I wanted to just get into, I've put a couple of numbers just because I'm trying to complement what you said. The second things I want to get to is that I had identified 4 things that I'd seen in companies who do talent management really well. And I just want to quickly go through some of them. The first was that the companies that did talent really well, and I'm talking about companies I worked in either as a consultant or otherwise as the HR director, what I found worked really well was that talent management worked well when the CEO was actually personally and directly involved in the process. And many CEOs will say, you're the head of HR, just make it happen for me. In actual fact, it's only the companies where the CEO takes personal interest that it will happen. Second point is that it does happen very well, but only where the HR leader has actually been, and as HR leaders, I'm sure that you'd identify with that, Gaila, and for you, Kim, as well. It will only happen if the HR leader has been empowered to sit at that strategic table to make business decisions. If you're going to be the HR leader, for those of you sitting out there, who actually only involved in the transactional aspects of HR, you've got no chance of making it happen. So that was the second one that I've seen work. The third one is that the support of a board of directors for managing talent is important. And why? Because it's damned expensive. It is damned expensive. When you identify in Coca-Cola who your talent is, and you want to send them on global assignments, sending people on expat assignments costs serious money. And I think equally in your business as well. And that is why you need the support of those. And if you don't have them behind you, quite frankly, and you're the HR director, my recommendation is do what Dolly suggested over there. Keep it simple, stay a bit low. Because otherwise you're not going to succeed. Okay. The fourth thing that I certainly saw, people, is that you need an integrated approach to this talent. And when I say an integrated approach, the approach needs to happen at the level of the company, not at the level of each of the divisions or each of the little departments. You've got to have a program that works. And in fact, very often, you've got to take people out of their departments or divisions to be part of a, I don't know why the word nursery is sitting in my head. I hope no one's pregnant in my life. Okay? But you've got to get people into a nursery. You know, something where you can nurture them. And very often it means taking them out and putting them into this talent pool, quite literally, so that they can focus on strategic projects to demonstrate and grow if you really think that they're talent. And more than that, so that you can take advantage of your investment in them. And I mean that very nicely. If you're spending lots of money on people, damn it, if I'm going to spend it, I want you to pay back that money, and you're going to pay it back in blood, sweat, and tears. So if I've got you in my little talent pool, this was a joke, by the way. Nobody smiled at that one. If I've got you in my little talent pool, I want to make sure that I'm going to get the most out of you. And it's one of the things that I've learned about managing talent pools is don't leave them hiding down on the shop floor. It's better to actually pull them up in order for them to be visible, because then you can demonstrate what they're actually doing. So my particular approach is pull them up and make them quite visible. It also creates the culture that I think you spoke about over there of talent within an organization. Not going to get into too much of this, but the number 3 one on my list here was talking about how do we attract and how do we build the talent. And I think the attracting, the only one that I wanted to really add over here was about the importance of, Kim spoke about the importance of the personal brand. What I want to add to that is the importance of the company brand. If your company has not got a good brand, you're not going to attract the correct talent. And so you're not going to have that 25% of the people that Donnie was referring to over there. The people in that upper quartile. Because what will happen? They will say, I don't want to be part of it.